What's up, Earthlings? Today is 08262019. I said that. I just said that. Today is 08262. 08262 is 0888. 888 and 88 gates. You can call them hell gates, you can call them perception gates, but they're major flip points. 888 at 24 equals 6 in flow. And today, all day long, I don't know, what time is it? I started this video at 6:46 and I have been on the horn with starseeds, major ascended activated like me, bringing in the bags, getting our land back. We're getting to the goods now, guys. We're getting to the goods. And I want to talk about it in the chart because we've got the sun almost at that 3-degree mark of Virgo. And why that's so important is because it is going to be, and right now, it is directly across from Fomalhaut. So all the Fomalhaut at Pisces 3 degrees is an archangel. It would be Gabriel. It'd also be the slice from Aquarius into Pisces, deeper into Pisces, and these are all hybridized, and we're getting really good at this hybridization, tribridization, and to be honest, watch out if you're not. Because what we've been finding out over here these past couple of weeks is we've been preparing and relaunching New Earth is exactly who the heck saved the day. And it isn't the ones that had the original mommy and daddy, because those organic codes were lost down here because of how humans were being made. So everybody needs to be real careful with who and what they're calling anything CLONE until you understand it correctly. I'll add that right off the bat. Now that's another video, but it's what we're speaking of here. Speaker. The sun moving through Virgo and Mars at 17 degrees of Virgo conjunct Mercury at 23 degrees of Virgo. Basically, you can think of Mars as hovering right above the ocean. It hadn't dropped below the line yet into the water of all oceans, like an ocean, I wanted to say like subfloor. When you get to 20 now, you're at the water. So Mars is hovering right above, in the air still, above the ocean, picking up the salt. It's got the current. It's in the current, but it hadn't dipped in. Meanwhile, Mercury has already gone in and is fishing. Because this is the freshwater fish. This is even back into the Bible. Because this 20... those first degrees of 20, 22, 23, 24. Now when we get to 25 and above, we're going deep water. The deeper that you go down into the ocean, the darker and more like space it looks like. And that is because then you are channeling the deepest up into the highest, which is the same thing. Because remember, Virgo is Earth, but it's the energy of Earth. It's not Earth. Taurus would be Earth. It's the bull on Earth. Virgo is the energy of Earth. And Capricorn is going to be the organizational structures on Earth and governed, if you will. And right now we have major Earth trines going on, but you're at 2 degrees sun, so your sun and all of us are out more in, not in space, I don't want to say in space, but we're in higher consciousness of a Sophia body, looking at everything from way out in the universe down, whereas our Mars is hovering right above the water and our mind's already dunked under. So this is why also you might feel a little split. Now that boomerangs back over to Neptune at 22 degrees. Now this is one of the old, we would have called it Zeta Reticuli, and this would be the only one that I would still even consider calling that. Just because you can think of that degree now as where the old space station was. And we've already, remember, we already went over this. The collective already went over when Neptune went direct. And so it's like we flew past the space station and they were like, aha, we got them. They're still moving forward. And we were like, sorry about your luck. It just looked like we were soaring past you because we didn't want to fight with you. We just get to the very end and then turn around and come back and board your space station and figure out how the hell you've been doing it. And that's what us Ascended Collective have been doing. And lo and behold, we didn't even need a space station. So slowly but surely, all the beings that were in these degrees out in what you'd call underwater, because it's Pisces, it's submarines. I mean, we can call it space, but there might be some satellites up in space. But I promise you, they're being run by submarines called Arcturus and all types of star systems that the government has told us that's these ships out in the middle of nowhere. Then they've been decommissioned, and then they're not commissioned, and now they're missing. Or are they sunk at the bottom of the ocean and they have specific ties to stars in order to anchor them there? I think that would probably be more of the answer. But see, we're dealing with that in Virgo right now. That's going over to Pluto right there at 2442. We got some more activating numbers there. That's 282. So that'd be 0110, everybody. There's your 1010 count again. Pluto's at Lyra 3. This is your Trinity degree. This is your Tribrids. This is what you have to activate to. It doesn't matter what line you came from, what root race you came from, what your name is. Do you have the consciousness and the power from it? Or are you still walking around acting like you're running everybody while we're watching you pretend? Straight up. It's divided now, straight down the middle. We don't care what you're doing over there. We're going to do it our way, and then we'll see which way goes down. Period. Dot. Get on board or get off. Jupiter is in Cygnus, magnifying all this from the ascended. Angels, the archangels. Cygnus is all your dead ancestors. It's every single being and every single set of life that ever existed in this realm that is attached to your DNA. And your DNA is what creates your reality down here. So if you've been messing with it, then understand that you went into someone else's story. Or you got capped off in your story exactly where they didn't want you to go any higher. Now, we can help you get through that because you can ascend out of a vaccine, but we'll get there because right now we need to help all the ones that didn't go shoot themselves. Chiron conjunct the moon. What am I telling you right now? Chiron at 12 degrees. 12 degrees of Aries is right at the beginning of Alpha Draconic Notice 2. Notice 2 is the 44 template of the human body. And if you go look at the constellation, Alpha Draconic's a big MFer. And it's got a series of coils. In fact, it's got five different dimensions. But in order to get to the tongue, in order to get to the prophetic, you have to go through a C curve at the neck. That C curve at the neck would be what later on in Aries they tried to call space and Andromeda. But no, we're going to the tongue ourselves. The moon is what I'm channeling right now. Even my dog is now barking at me. What, Bear? Because the moon is channeling the Chiron right there, which is what happened to us Alpha Draconic Notice 44s. Our consciousness was cut off with the top of this egg and spun around to where we didn't even have our precog anymore until 2 weeks ago. But again, this is a new day, it's a new millennial, and it's a brand new realm. Uranus is spinning all of this. It's going over to Saturn. Saturn is still backing up into Aquarius at 8 degrees. The closer that Saturn, which is your overall program of the collective, and it's your timelines, and it's your projections. Saturn is going to project whatever you've stored up for the past 7 years. What have you been doing? Have you been like all of us and only attempting to heal your DNA and heal your family lines and not out looking for the X's and T's that they lost, meaning the money? Or have you been only focusing on the money? Now that's all going to be dependent on what Saturn's going to deliver you in the next 7 years. But we've been warning everybody of that, which is why us Ascended Collective, get your bank accounts ready. Go make sure you've got a basket. No matter what you're doing, get your money channels ready. You have to make your money channels before the money comes in. This is New Earth energy. We've learned that you don't get any money until you know where that money's going to go. You don't get any money until you have a basket set up to put that money in. That's clean, that's clear, with the right group of people. So if you are sitting and waiting for some money to come in any type of RV or New Earth program that is floating out there in quantum Q land, then get your basket ready, because the money it's not going to come until you know where it's going to go, because it will be allocated by the universe as needed. Period. Dot. So what is it that you're building? If the world needs it now and you have a basket, you're about to get it. That is what Uranus at 14 degrees is telling us, because it's right across from Scorpio at 14 degrees. And let's not forget, 12 degrees Scorpio is right when these Skull and Bones majestic, magical timelines always appeared in our collective. And it always, at 12 degrees to 14 degrees is where those timelines are culminating. So as Scorpio and as what am I talking about? As it gets more to 6, as 14, Uranus keeps going 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, then that's whenever we get more into the opposition in Scorpio. And then we're going to start seeing more and more of our collective timelines forming quickly now, as if there's 2 different lanes. And Uranus is getting that ready right now. It's projecting over to Scorpio. Now, I'm saying all this to point at Venus, because we've been talking about Venus coming to Algorab. If you have any energy in your chart, see, and this is my sun. My sun is 14 degrees, and then all my 6 planets, well, no, I've got I think 3 degree and 5 degree planets of Libra, and then the rest. So then I've got 4 that go 14, 22, 18, and then 27 on the money is my Mercury. So if you have energy in Libra from 12 to 16 specifically, then you have Algorab. And that means that you make money. Your energy makes money. Everything about your energy makes money. Why? Because you're on the hinge of galactic space. So you're collecting all of the energetics from Virgo and Earth that are coming through that template, projecting energetic timelines, almost as if air is what gets on that left scale of Libra at 12 degrees. Then at 14, it comes in and balances with galactic space. Well, how do you make a fire? You rub flint. You make a spark. And that is what you do. So no matter what it is that you do, I don't care if you're a housewife at home. Are you clipping coupons? Do they have you run into 20 stores in order to get a good deal? Well, understand then what you're doing is all their work for them in order to project all their nasty commerce. And that's why you come home and you're so tired and then you don't have any money. You've got to clip coupons. But you have Algorab. So that's why they're sending you to the store. So with Venus approaching 12 degrees, we're hitting the culmination of these. And as Venus starts going into 14 is when we're really going to split and start seeing this Earth trine. As you can see, there's two forming. We're going to really start seeing that split in those different timelines. And it's incredible news. I hope you've been resting because if you're like me, it's time to walk in to the show.